Step into the vibe, oh yeah. Feel the rhythm rise high, we're living life. Let's fly, off tap life. Sky's the limit, no shy. Off tap life.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another reaction request. If this is your first time, please consider subscribing, join the family. We'd love to have you. Alright guys, so we've got a Michael Jackson request from Jazzy J. Thank you, Jazzy J, for the reaction request. This one is called One Day in Your Life, Legendado Portuguese. So I'm assuming this is going to be in Portuguese or have Portuguese subbies or something like that. I'm not entirely sure if MJ is going to sing in Portuguese or not, but it seems like something like that's going on. Guys, look, we are having a great time on this channel. If you're new, you should really join the family. You really should just do it because it's free, it doesn't cost anything. And you know, just do a nice thing and just for this, just to play it forward, you know. Maybe one day you'll start a channel and someone will sub for you. Anyways, guys, if you want to do your own reaction request, you can do so. Link is in the description. You can request whatever you want, and I'll make it happen for you. So with that being said, without further ado, for Jazzy J and all of you, let's get off tap.
One day in your life, you'll remember a place, someone touching your face. You'll come back and you'll look around you. One day in your life, you'll remember
Initial thoughts, very pleasant. I don't think I've ever heard the song, actually. I don't remember hearing it. Maybe I have, who knows, I don't know. But it's not in Portuguese, for, you know, and I don't even see Portuguese subtitles, so confused about the title. I don't understand. That's interesting. But, you know, maybe it was only released in the Portuguese market or something. I don't know, who knows. Maybe someone uploaded it and forgot to add the titles. I have no idea. All I know is that it's Michael Jackson. You get what you expect, right? You know, it's super silky smooth vocals from the get-go, the very start. And you gotta remember here, he's like way younger, you know, so he's rocking the afro and everything, you know, he's just super chilled. Like, this is what I call pleasant music. Like, this is like that pleasant sound. Like if you was like chilling in an elevator going to the 50th floor, you would expect this to kind of come on in the background, and it's like, oh, this is a nice little pleasant little elevator ride. It's so pleasant, it's wholesome, you know. That's what it feels very pure and innocent and pleasant, and you know, it's got the angelicness of the voice of angels kind of happening too, you know. It's all those things because, again, you know, you can't ever say anything except that MJ's voice, undeniably, whether you love him or hate him, he's got a freaking amazing, absolutely voice of just like is there even a word, you know, overwhelmingly, sensationally awesome vocal ability that is just second to none. And you know, usually it's nice looking and going back into the past and looking at an artist's early days, you know, because there's this point in many of us artists, I would say a lot of us, hit a crossroads at some point where we either tend to stay true to that original innocence that we had, or some kind of get lost in the sauce, and they end up becoming this other alter ego version of themselves somehow. And some people, it can be a bad thing, some people be a good thing, some people it can be just a thing, like what's going on, why did you you were perfect the way you were, and then next thing you know, they've just completely changed to completely oh my gosh, your nose has changed, your skin has changed, your hair has changed. And don't get me wrong, it's okay to change and evolve and grow and look whatever way you want to look. It's your life. Do what makes you feel happy. But I'm just saying, it's kind of just such a dramatic change from, when you see certain artists like MJ, and these days, it just seems so hi guys, I'm wholesome, and then you watch something like Thriller or, Beat It, or these other ones, and it's you're like, oh, okay, not so pleasant today, huh? But you get what I'm saying. I don't know. Anyways, hey, it's a reaction. Deal with it. I was just thinking what I'm thinking right now. That's what I'm thinking. Let's go.
And when things fall apart, you remember one day.
And I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. Everyone who's OGs know that, so I could make jokes. I'm a fan, so it's all right. It's just whatever.
One day in your life, when you find that you're always waiting for the love we used to share, just call my name and I'll be there.
One thing I don't like about this video, I'm sure that anyone who's watching this probably noticed certain things that just seem weird to me, but it's like a lot of things, and you got to remember, I'm guessing this video had to come out I don't know, I don't even know, guys. I was gonna say 60s, but I guess it's not right. Maybe 70s, or could it be no, it's not the 80s. I would say probably sometime in the 70s, maybe late 70s or something like that, probably, possibly, maybe whatever time before Thriller. I don't know. But all I know is that one thing I don't like, and I'm just going to put that out here, is just because it's something that bothers me, is when I see videos, and I that's why I'm talking about the period of time, of when this happened, that there might have still been that whole, separation, discrimination, racism, things where black people are, at one point in American history, for you guys don't know, black people couldn't go to certain clubs, or certain restaurants, and white people, there was segregation. It was this is a black person's club, or this is a white person's club, this is a black person's restaurant, this is a white person's restaurant. If you go in there, you can't go in there because you're black. You can't drink out of this water fountain because you're black. You have to drink out of a different one, or whatever. You got to sit at the back of the bus, you could sit in the front. There was all this segregation, racism, discrimination crap that I really it just makes me feel so icky. I hate seeing it. And in this video, I just see a bunch of black people in a club. I don't see anybody else. I literally see it looks like it's a black only club. And that just, what thoughts popped in my head when I seen that, because I don't really, I guess it's just, it's hard to even comprehend, because, we didn't grow up in this time period, and maybe that was just, you had no choice. If you wanted to have a club and hang out, you had to go to one where, suited your color based on the rules at the time, or some crap, or I don't know. I just don't like seeing it. It's a horrible horrible thing to see. And I know this video again was made at a certain time when whatever, but if that wasn't the case, like, you know, like I just love when things just seem like everyone is just together and there's not a divide, you know. I just, people just be people, you know. It's the biggest problem on our planet, you know. Like, I mean, you guys know it, right? Like, too many people from different cultures, different backgrounds, different you know, even, you know, sexual preferences, or you know, freaking religious things and blah blah blahs and skin tones and freaking just a million different things and reasons why people end up, you know, just being at odds with each other. Like, I just does anyone else, you know, I don't know, that just popped in my head when I seen this video. I just seen that, and that's what popped in. I'm like, why is there only black people there? Like, you know, and then I started, oh yeah, this is an older song, maybe that was a thing then, and they had, you know, I just don't like it, you know. And if that's not the case, and they're just like, hey, just find a bunch of, you know, black people and let's do a video, I don't like it. I like just people being people and doing whatever because you're people, not because you're this or that, or, you know, blah blah, or yeah, you know what I mean? All right, let's go. Whatever. I don't know, it popped in my head. I just seen it. It's a reaction. And I don't want to get off to, like, I feel like somehow I'm just like, I'm not ignoring the fact that obviously Michael Jackson, again, a huge fan, huge fan. Okay, just everyone knows who knows, and if you don't know, just check out my previous, you'll know, you know. And usually the conversation, I probably spend more time is, oh, Michael Jackson's voice so beautiful, he's amazing, he's beautiful, he's a great entertainer, blah blah blah, and all that kind of stuff, you know. I'm just watching the video and I just, certain things just kind of popped in my head right now. It's just certain thoughts, you know. I don't know, maybe also just my frame of mind at the moment. I mean, I just see so much ugliness going on in the world every day, you know. You do a song one day in your life and it's like, man, you know, one day in your life, like, wouldn't it be nice, in my opinion, one day in your life, wouldn't it be nice for one day in your life if just every person you bumped into just had nothing but love in their heart, you know. It's just full of beauty and love and peace and happiness and kindness and all those things, you know. But that should be one day that happens repeatedly every single moment in your life. It shouldn't even be one day in your life, it should be every day in your life, you know. But it should be a goal that everyone wants to achieve and just, you know, become the change they want to see the world, make this world a better place. You know, Michael has a song that says, you know, let's make the world a better place for you and for me, you know. It's like, I don't know, I just feel in very, just the world, you know, so much going on in the world, so many ugly things, and yeah, I don't know. Anyways, Michael, yes, obviously great voice, obviously one of the greatest vocalists of all time, one of the greatest entertainers of all time. This song is absolutely beautiful, well written, absolute, just incredible talent at such a young age, obviously, and it just improved over time like it's fine wine. Let's let him cook. I will give my final thoughts, and I'll attempt to stay away from just all the other stuff that's, I don't know, it's just, you guys have those days, right? Everyone has those days. We have those days where we're just like, you know, just life, right? You know, it's like the human race just needs to do better, you know. I just do better for one day in your life. Just do better. Freaking. All right, let's go.
When you find that you're always lonely, oh,
sensational.
One day in your life, one day in your life, one day in your life. I mean, look, this song right here has gotten me feeling some kind of way. Obviously, you can tell. I don't know what it is. It's one probably little small thing that also annoys me about this particular video is just seeing innocent MJ at this time. He looks so innocent. You hear stories, around like when he was younger and he was getting abused by his father and all these horrible things were happening, allegedly. Joe Jackson was doing these things allegedly, and who knows what else was going on in the household and in his life in general, to make him feel like he had to have friends like Ben, the little mouse that was imaginary and all this stuff. I don't know. But, it's like when you hear some song, One Day in Your Life, and it's like, just remember I'll be there. You're singing this song, it's one day in your life. And look, one day in your life, we all have one day in our life where we, at least one day, minimum, where we just feel like, oh my gosh, I wish I could just freaking, phone a friend. I wish I could just absolutely just start over again and let's pretend like this day hasn't even happened. You know what I mean? Like, we have these points in our life, and every day is what you want it to be, though, per se. You know what I mean? Where you have the ability to make a decision, a conscious decision, where you say, hey, you know what? I want to make this day the very best day I can make it. I want to do my best to live this day to the fullest. I want to keep it off tap. Like I tell you guys, live each moment to the fullest, keep it off tap. It's one day in your life, but one day becomes 2 days, becomes 10 days, becomes 100 days, 1,000 days. Freaking next thing you know, your lifetime has passed you by. So every day is priceless. It's precious. It's so important for you to make each moment count and do everything you can to don't waste a single moment of this gift that you have to be on this planet, to live one day of your life. At the end of the day, I think there's so many things that just this title invokes certain feelings. The song itself, because it is a beautiful song, and if you take it at face value, sure, you just can appreciate it for what it is, being a very beautiful song, beautifully sung, beautifully written, with beautiful lyrics from a very, at the time, one would say, one of the most beautiful people who was on the planet at that point in time. I'm sure a lot of people thought that, right? But, and some people thought that for his entire life. I'm not saying it was only a certain point. I'm not here to, because very controversial conversation when you start talking about MJ, unfortunately, because unfortunately there was certain negative things that we don't need to talk about that was obviously, making headlines all over the place, till the day he died, which is unfortunate, is really sad, right? Because depending if you are a hardcore fan or you're not a fan, your feelings will vary as to how you feel about him. But one cannot argue that at this point of time when he wrote this song, when he was performing that song, that you could see and feel just this amazingly talented artist that just had a voice that was gifted from God, and this presence and this aura about them that made you feel captivated and wanted to hear more and enjoy it. This is a beautiful song. It's a lovely song. It's an incredible song. It's something that you hear, like I said, you feel pleasant about it. You feel comfortable. You feel like, oh man, this is great. I love this ride up the elevator. I feel great. I'm floating on a cloud. Oh, look at me. Marshmallows. Yay. Let's just lay on them and just sink into them. You know what I mean? It's like that fluffy pillow. I've got some. Just nice, comfortable. Whoa, I'm just sinking into it. I mean, it's like that. And there's certain songs invoke certain feelings, invoke certain emotions. This song is kind of just, I don't know, somehow caught me off guard. Also, the fact that I don't even think I've actually even heard this actual song, and that's kind of freaky to me. Maybe I've heard it and I just don't recollect it, but I think if I did hear it, I would probably be very, like, in the moment, just remembering that one day in my life when I heard this song, because I probably was feeling like I'm feeling right now, because I don't know, you look at MJ, you see this, like, can you go, what went wrong? What went wrong? Why did that innocent Afro kid that was, singing so beautifully and pleasant in his life, obviously at that moment, again, depending who you talk to, wasn't really pleasant. He had stuff going on at home that just made it yucky. and all that stuff. We're not gonna get into all of those allegations and whatever, and the hearsay and the gossip and whatever. None of us was there. We'll never really know. But what went wrong? I think that's what it is. I think I just see him at this young age, which, because I don't go, and I actually never watch anybody's video or anything unless you guys request it, right? So seeing a younger MJ just suddenly on my screen sing this very beautiful song in his iconic sounding voice has just kind of gone, oh man, like what went wrong, and what's this, and why is that? And it's one day in your life, but one day in your life can really change you. You know what I mean? One day in your life, something so horrific could happen that could really change you and the course of the rest of your life forever, and it feels that's like something that's happened to MJ, like, again, you just look at what's happened from A to Z, and everything that's happened in between, and you go, man, you must have had a bunch of one days in your life that just weren't right, something was just not right, and it's sad, and it makes this beautiful song suddenly not feel that beautiful from a deeper, more thought-provoking aspect of it, because when you start really thinking about it, you go, okay, yeah, he's singing this song, but what was he really going through? If it's the things you've heard are true, he was not having, he was, a good time. And when he says, I'll be there, he was probably kind of saying, I wish someone was there for me. Because he was feeling like if it was the other shoe on the other foot or the other way around, I would be there for you, so you wouldn't have to experience that, or go through that, but it's crazy because these one days of your life, like, you got to value them and treasure them and know that that's that day. Once whatever happens, the good, the bad, the ugly, can really influence the rest of your days. So, value and cherish each of those days you have, the precious, and just, embrace every second of everything, because there's no certainties of anything. We don't know anything of anything. No matter what people want to believe, or what scientists want to say, or whatever religion wants to tell you, at the end of the day, we all are living in a huge, big planet full of uncertainty, and that's the facts. That's one thing you can't dispute. You can say, oh, but I know because I feel it in my heart. I see it and I believe it, and I like, you could say whatever you want. It's, but the science, look, the science backs it up. Blah, 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 blah. Look, nobody really knows anything for certain. That's the facts. We're all just doing the best we can one day in our life, living it a quarter mile at a time, and just hoping for those 10 seconds or less that we can be happy, we can be free, and we can somehow reach the finish line in record time and look back and go, you know what? I think I did all right. I think I lived each of those days the very best that I could, and I made the most of all of them. And at the end of the day, if you can feel that you did your best, you gave it your best shot, and you lived your life your way, and that's really all you can really hope for. Did you leave your mark in a positive way? And that doesn't mean you had to go and freaking do something super dramatic, but it could be just you showing love. Did you give someone a special moment, a hug, a smile, or did you impact someone's life in that way? Were you just kind? Did you show kindness? Did you help become the solution, or were you part of the problem? Were you part of the change you wanted to see in the world, or were you someone sitting back hoping that someone else would do what you could have did yourself? What are we doing here? What are we doing here in this crazy little freaking human experience thing that we got going on? What's going on? I don't even know. All I know is that I just felt some kind of way when I heard the song, and it's just invoked a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions. Like, again, just things that just bother me. Like, I didn't like seeing only black people in the club. I didn't like it. I didn't like it because, again, period correct type of BS crap, you know what I mean? Like, it just felt like, oh, right, at that point in time there was probably a lot of that going on, you know. Ugh, I just don't like it, you know. Let's just be one. Can we finally just be one planet, you know, one people? Can we just all be like, put all the negative BS aside and just all together work together to the one day in the life and do it right together in harmony, peace, love, happiness, all that stuff. I don't know. All right, I'm ending this video because you already know how I feel about the song. I already said that freaking from the very beginning. I already let it know it's beautiful, it's amazing, it's incredible, well written. It's MJ. You get everything you expect from an MJ song because the voice just, you know, it's ridiculous how great he was vocally and charismatically. Just, you know, obviously he just, look, he ticked all the boxes. He had everything from face appearances, so it seems to have had every single box checked perfectly. But, you know, somewhere, some way, somehow, I think there was boxes that weren't really ticked because what was really appeared to be on the surface underneath, I think he just, he wasn't really enjoying one day in his life, probably the way that he made all of us believe he was. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. That's my reaction. That's what a reaction is. Ladies and gentlemen, a reaction is what you just experienced. And yeah, it is what it is. So, hope you guys enjoyed, though. Make sure you subscribe, join the family. You really should do that because, you know, well, why not? One day in your life, 1 second in your life to subscribe. Like, and then, you know, whatever. After that, you can do what you want. But I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. As always, remember to wonderful is keep it off tap out. We gotta get out of here.